Georgia has the most talented roster in college football, then Ohio State with who they've got coming back and who they added. Because, Ohio State and Texas didn't have the numbers that Ole Miss had in the portal, but, man, did they have star power, Luke's. Goodness.
Yeah, guys like Isaiah Bond and, obviously, and you don't, again, a lot of it isn't about the numbers. If you don't need a bunch of them, just go get the best ones you can get. Like Texas doesn't need to go out and bring in 15, to 20 guys in the transfer portal every cycle. They're already a talented enough roster through their foundation of high school recruiting that they're kind of just picking and choosing, very similar to what Alabama has done. And I don't know how Alabama will continue to move forward in the transfer portal with Kalen DeBoer, but that's essentially what Alabama was doing with guys like Jahmyr Gibbs and Jameson Williams, but it wasn't 10 to 15 guys. And I think that's a reflection of the health of a roster like Texas right now. The thing about Texas, and I would be much, much higher on them to be not obviously with the 12-team playoff, they're playoff contender instantly, but to actually win the SEC if Tavondre Sweat and Byron Young were back at the two defensive tackle spots. Because those guys were so dominant and so good side by side that I don't know if Texas can just wave a magic wand and have the next guy up mentality and have the same level of production. I don't know if they're quite there yet at the defensive tackle spot.
Tom Luginbill, ESPN on the Out of Bounds show, talking some college football. We're just a couple of weeks away. Okay, so you got Georgia and Ohio State as far as rosters and talent on the roster. Would Bama be third or Texas or someone else?
I think that you could take, in the AP polls coming out today, we're going to talk about it on College Football Live. And I think we all know with preseason polls, we have to have them. You got to have a starting point. But so many of them are just based off of what we know from a year ago, what each team is returning, what did they do in the portal, and then trying to slot them just according to that. We don't have any definitive proof of what they're actually going to be. In fact, the number one ranked team in the AP poll the last 2 years did not make the college football playoff. So, take that for what it's worth. But when you ask me the question, who would be the best top to bottom roster going to the next, I would maybe lean towards Oregon over Texas. I just think that they are really, really good, and they're good in the right spots. They're good where they're supposed to be to make a run in the Big Ten. And then obviously, from a college football playoff perspective, they had two quarterbacks in the transfer portal, and obviously Dylan Gabriel has played a ton of football. So I might lean towards Oregon. Then it would be probably Alabama and then Texas.